Bar water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. We are also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, political analysts describe Dr. Bawumia's comment on MPP's thank you tour as part of healing process for the party following the 2024 election defeat.
And so if Dr. Bawumia is making references to some of these things, it is good. It is part of the healing process.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bawumia is currently in the Hafo region as part of his tour. We'll touch base with the team for an update. Also coming up, Asantehene Otumfuo Oseitu to the second to resume Boko mediation effort today. Still ahead, Ghana switches to chip embedded passport as the passport office begins its 24-hour operations from today. And later, we'll bring you a report on the widespread power outages which is crippling life and businesses in parts of the country.
Light. Abraham will be a mankaye. What did I do? I need to say the so now we so now figure say you lights now. Not to say number any low current. As in ya like I call out the lights in the agro sound and a costume.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live on all our affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. Upper West region, we are live on Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, Japa FM 96.1 in Japa. Upper East, we are live on Rikas FM 92.1 in Bongo Namu. Northern region, North Star Radio 92.1 Tamale. Northeast region, we are live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigo. Western region, we are live on Beach FM 105.5 in Takrade. Ashanti region, Focus FM 94.3 on KNUST campus in Kumasi and Orange FM 107.9 also in Kumasi. Volta region, we are live on Sela Radio 97.1 in Dabala. Holy FM 98.5 in Aplao. Savannah region, we are live on Kasha FM 99.5 in Damongo, and Bono region, we are live on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyai.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for staying with us. Now, senior political science lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere, has described Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's comment during the NPP's thank you tour as part of the healing process following the party's 2024 election defeat. The NPP's 2024 flag bearer attributed the loss to a combination of economic and internal challenges. In an interview with Citi News, Dr. Okyere said Dr. Bawumia's remarks represent a step toward re-strategizing for future elections.
I see him as someone who is trying to reassert himself and to rid himself of the influences of the former president Nana Akufo-Addo. And that is the more reason why he's coming out boldly to accept all these things. That apart, it appears to me that those who have seen the Makokwe report have been doing nitpicking, picking out some of the issues that the report indicated as the cause of the downfall. Therefore, he making references to the National Cathedral, making references to the e-levy, the debt exchange program, name them, the arrogance of power. And so if Dr. Bawumia is making references to some of these things, it is good. It is part of the healing process. And I think that that in itself will go a long way to help in his campaign strategy.
Now, regarding calls by Kennedy Ejapon for amnesty to be granted to suspended NPP members, Dr. Asante-Okyere described it as a strategic move to help reunite the party.
Mr. Kennedy Japan is coming from a point of view that, look, there are too many factions within the party, and that some have more control than the others. And if indeed the party really wants to win the 2028 elections, then there are certain things that they will have to do. And that includes the idea of ensuring that all those who have been excommunicated from the party, get the opportunity to come back. After all, if they are out and they are not going anywhere else, then it means that the MPP is their home. Now, that is also a strategy that Mr. Kennedy Japan has adopted. And for me, it will put him slightly ahead of Dr. Bawumia in the sense that, look, if the party really wants to rally and challenge the NDC in the 2028 elections strongly, then obviously all the breakaways will have to come back. How long have you suspended Afoko? And Mr. Afoko has really conducted himself in a very, professional manner.
Senior political science lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ochi, now former assistant secretary at the office of the former president Nana Akufo-Addo, that is Ibrahim Eje, has strongly supported the NPP's 2024 presidential candidate, Dr. Bawumia, for addressing factors that led to the party's defeat in the last general elections. Speaking on an interview on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, Ibrahim Eje defended the vice president against claims that he's been deflective.
I think what Ghanaians value across all political parties is honesty. There's something about integrity that resonates very well with Ghanaians. So honesty and integrity are strong currencies. So when the vice president mentions that the e-levy, high cost of living, the domestic debt, arrogance of power, that kind of integrity resonates well. Where others say that the vice president is being duplicitous, is somehow extricating himself from the reasons why we lost. No, he's speaking to a document. And I think that is what is needed.
Ibrahim Eje further criticized former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's reluctance to reshuffle ministers during his tenure, describing it as a major step back for the NPP in the 2024 elections.
Why could you not reshuffle during these 8 years? We say we have the men and the women, but you kept the same people. President Akufo-Addo's failure to do that, because you had 121 MPs saying change Ken Ofori-Atta, but your somehow unalloyed loyalty, because Ken Ofori-Atta has bankrolled your campaigns, and we thank Ken for that, for his service. But when things aren't going well, you change. And that's the failure of Akufo-Addo.
He had former assistant secretary at the office of the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that is Ibrahim Eje, and we'll be touching base with Dr. Bawumia's campaign team, which is currently in the Ahafo region, to get an update on today's tour, that is today's thank you tour of the Ahafo region as part of the party's strategy to touch base with its grassroots at that particular level. Now, former Vice President, I beg your pardon, Dr. Bawumia has been to the Western region where he spoke about some of the economic challenges and also government paying $58 million to fund a cathedral as one of the reasons why the party lost in its last general elections. We are joined on the phone lines by former campaign manager for Dr. Bawumia's campaign team, Frederick Opare-Ansah, for more. Mr. Opare-Ansah, thank you so much for your time this afternoon on the Citi Prime News. First, what has been the reception so far with Dr. Bawumia? In the last 48 hours, you have been to the Western and Western North regions.
Can you please repeat your question? I came out to talk to you, but there's a bit of noise. I'm trying to move away. So if you can just repeat the question for.
Very well. I mean, I'm asking, what's the reception been like in the last 48 hours? On Saturday, you were in the Western region, and yesterday, you were in the Western North region. How has the reception been like in those two regions?
Thank you very much. So far, I must say that party folks have received the traveling party very, very, very well. As you can even hear in the background, in Ahafo, you can hear drumming and dancing and chanting of choruses to our arrival here. It hasn't been different anywhere. We arrived in the morning in Takoradi and straight to the party headquarters in the region, and there was a huge party there to receive us amidst joy, dancing, and drumming. And I'm sure they were quite excited after a few months of very little activity in the party to see party stalwarts coming all the way from Accra to meet them. And so I must say the reception has been good so far.
Vayo, now many have described some of the comments by the 2024 flag bearer of the NPP as an indictment on the former president, looking at the fact that he was part of the government. He mentioned economic challenges and increase in fuel prices 3 days to election. Many said he was part of that government.
Yes, that is precisely so. And I am yet to hear the former vice president and our flag bearer speak anywhere and dissociate himself from the actions of government. He hasn't done that anywhere. In all his speeches, the pronoun that has been used most widely has been we. He tells them that all research has shown that, including the research that was done by people who came to the base of the party at the constituency level, at the polling station level, to interact with people. And all they have found is that we didn't listen to them whilst we were in government. And that they said we should reshuffle. We did not reshuffle. They didn't say, you said Mr. A should reshuffle and Mr. A did not reshuffle. You said we should reshuffle. We did not reshuffle. You said you don't like E-levy. We did not listen to you. We brought E-levy. You said we should not include individual bondholders in the DDEP. We went ahead to include individual bondholders. He even went as far as even the president came out to assure all of us that we will not be including individual bondholders and that there will be no haircut. And yet we did that. So he goes on then to accept collective responsibility, and on behalf of everybody, he apologizes and reassures the party base that when we have opportunity again, we are going to listen to you more. So he has now extricated himself out of the doings of government. Then he has accepted that he was part of it, and however, under his leadership, we will ensure that the lessons we have learned today, we will act and do things differently. That is all.
Vayo, today you are in the Ahafo region and you'd also be in the Bono region today. What do we expect today?
We are in Ahafo, precisely in the capital of Ahafo region, Gosu. And, well, we know there are 6 constituencies here. So we are doing a single meeting here in the Western region where we have 17 constituencies. We did 3 meetings. And again, in Western North, where due to terrain and then the nature of road movement there, we also had 3 meetings there yesterday. But today, in Ahafo, we've been able to do a single meeting. And then we'll have one in Bono again today. And then tomorrow we'll have another meeting in Bono. We expect the trend that has started to be the same trend that we've seen in those places show up. After all, it's the same party people that we are meeting. And I'm sure they've shown gratitude also to the fact that we have come out to meet them and express appreciation to the work that we did in the campaign for the party. His Excellency has pointed out to them that the campaign was basically theirs as party people, because if you come to the national level, the entire campaign operation was headed by our General Secretary. In the regions, the regional chairs were the heads of the campaign, and at the constituency level, the campaign was headed by the constituency chairman and the parliamentary candidates jointly.
Okay.
And the trend followed through electoral area to the polling station.
Very well, grateful for your time. Frederick Oparansa is a former campaign manager for the 2024 Dr. Bawumia campaign team. Meanwhile, the flag bearer has narrowed The former flag bearer, beg your pardon, has narrowed the party's loss to apathy in 6 regions. That is, the regions are Greater Accra, Ashanti, Eastern, Western, Bono and Central regions. He made this known during day 3 of the thank you tour in the Ahafo region. Dr. Bawumia, addressing party faithfuls, stressed on the need to address such issues that led to such apathy. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, Asante Hene Otumfo said to the second to resume Boko Boko mediation efforts today. We have details coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Looking for the latest buzz in Ghana's entertainment world? Welcome to Ghana Weekend, your ultimate destination for all things creativity and entertainment.
Stay in the loop with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and then insider stories from your favorite creatives and stars. From music, movies, fashion and art, lifestyle and culture, Ghana Weekend brings it all together. Get a daily dose of entertainment, discover new talent, and never miss out on the creativity that defines our vibrant culture.
Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle Ghana Weekend, on X Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, at Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Nadia Santihene Otumfo Saito to the second is set to resume mediation effort today between the two factions involved in the ongoing Boko conflict. President John Dramani Mahama has given assurances that the peace process led by the Asantehene will continue as part of the national effort to restore calm in the troubled region. Joining us from Enshia in the Ashanti region is our Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani with an update on the meeting. Hafiz, thank you so much for your time. What information have you gathered with respect to this anticipated meeting to resolve the Boko crisis?
Also, we are told that today will be the official day for arrival of the parties involved in this mediation effort. And today, and they will be sent to their respective hotels where they will be lodging. And tomorrow, officially, the Asantehene will begin the process officially tomorrow, Tuesday. But what we are learning from the Mensha Palace is that everything is set from their side. The palace, the arrangement has been made. Talk of the security, talk of the venue, and whatever is in there to ensure that this process becomes so smooth. That all has been provided for. And we are told also that tomorrow there will be a heavy security presence, and they would ensure that the area where there will be restricted movement for individuals and people who are not part of this process directly are not allowed to be inside the main auditorium where the mediation process will be going on. And we are also told that this is going to be done privately, strictly private, and the only the parties will be allowed, and people who have business as part of this process will be allowed. But we have also picked information from our sources within the parties who will be taking part in this mediation process that they have set off from their respective areas, so mostly from the Boko area, and they are due to arrive here in Kumasi so that they can start with the process tomorrow.
Hafiz, do you know how long this is going to take if the meeting kicks off tomorrow?
Well, we are unable to say, but we are told that it's between tomorrow and 1st of May. So it means that they will be holding the meetings from tomorrow to 1st of May, so they can deliberate on the issue very detailed, or have a very detailed discussion on the issue and a comprehensive issue. You know, the effort government has been trying to make, and the Asantehene leading this effort, it means that they will need more time now that the mediation process has resumed.
Grateful for your time. Hafiz Tijani is Middle Belt Bureau Chief, and speaking to us on the meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Now, away from that, co-founder of the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Professor Bafo Ajimandia, is urging the government to treat the work of the Constitutional Review Committee as urgent. His comments follow a recent Afrobarometer report indicating that a growing number of Ghanaians are expressing support for military intervention in politics. In an interview with Citi News, the governance expert stated that a properly conducted constitutional review would help entrench legitimacy for democracy and constitutional rule.
So what I think is very progressive for us at the moment is the decision by the incumbent president to constitute a committee to review our constitution. As you know, the constitution is the bedrock of our democracy, and perhaps some of the challenges we are having with regard to practice democracy is a result of the way the Constitution has constituted our democratic practice. I think the review of the Constitution should be taken seriously by all those who are concerned about this popular resentment of democracy, so that the necessary changes can be made in the Constitution for us to have a more effective and more satisfying practice democracy in our country.
Professor Bafo Ajimandia is co-founder of the Ghana Center for Democratic Development and chief executive of the John Kufuor Foundation. Now, power outages across Ghana are severely impacting daily life, crippling businesses and endangering the health and safety of residents. Citi News' Samuel Akom visited several hard-hit areas in Accra, including Dansuman, Tema, Lakeside, Obojo and Adjringano, to investigate the growing crisis, and has found this report.
Recently, there have been a series of complaints about power outages in some areas within Accra, and these issues were re-echoed on Friday's edition of Ghana's favorite morning show, the Citi Breakfast Show, where some individuals called from different areas lamenting how the power outage is affecting their daily activities as well as their businesses. Well, we are currently in Dansoman here to interact with some residents as well as business owners to find out how the power outages recently have been affecting their businesses and their daily activities. Remember, Dansoman wouldn't be the only location. We'll be visiting some other areas as well to ascertain whether or not, first of all, they've been experiencing power outages, and if they are experiencing, how it is affecting their daily activities. We are currently at Dansoman New Road. We are going to engage a business owner right here to find out how the power outage recently has been affecting her business. How is the power outage affecting your business?
Not easy at all. Was it 3 days ago? It went off like 6 p.m. and then came like 2 a.m. Sometimes the whole day. Then your drinks, everything's are in the fridge. Sometimes, you know, with our drinks, it gets flat. So sometimes it's worrying us.
Desmond Enchi, a suit designer in Dansoman, expresses frustration over how recent power cuts have adversely affected his work.
It affects us a lot because recently we had power outages, I think about 3 consecutive days.
Back to back?
Yes. Around Dansoman, Ablikuma, and then the surroundings. And it really affects, because imagine you promise someone, you give someone a deadline, and then there's light out. The person wouldn't know there's light out, because, you know, Ghanaian tailors, they describe us as we don't meet our targets.
From Dansoman, Channel 1 News proceeded to Tema Community 3, where residents echoed similar concerns about power cuts.
Actually, from what I've experienced, is quite bad. Yes, because most of the time when the lights are out, I'm at work. Okay, but the time I was here, I was in the house around on Thursday and Friday. I wasn't able to go to work, and we had light out.
It appears that power cuts not only affect businesses, but also pose a security threat to residents. A view shared by Jones Anand.
Once you come back from work and by the time you get in, the whole place is in total darkness, especially for this area because we park our cars outside. We normally have been experiencing, battery theft from our cars.
Some residents also highlighted the health risks caused by recent power cuts, specifically noting that the outages have led to their children developing skin conditions.
As I'm talking to you now, they're not even wearing clothes in the house because of the heat. The weather becomes very hot to the extent that you see some rashes. Sometimes you see some balls on them, then stuff, and it's not easy.
The next location was Lakeside, where Washing Bay workers joined in voicing their frustrations over the recent power cuts.
Sometimes you will be eager to watch car, but the lights will go off. You will not able to work again. The whole of the day, if you not take time, you will not get one stuff to eat.
In Ogbojo, saloon owners, residents and students also raised concerns.
At Ogbojo, they always offer a light. It affects us a lot, especially those who normally have the provision store, that have co-store and then saloons. It affects us a lot.
The final stop was Ajengano, where residents described the situation as particularly dire.
It's truly dreadful. Even though we are citizens, the power is cut without any warning. Sometimes it fluctuates in an on and off cycle, damaging our electrical appliances. What really concerns me is the low voltage. Low voltage damages appliances severely. For example, yesterday, the power was flickering on and off as if a child were playing with a switch. We urge the government to address our concerns.
The demands from these stakeholders are clear. The government must act swiftly to address the power cut to protect businesses, daily activities, and public health.
The report was put together by my colleague Samuel Akon. A Labour analyst, Seth Abloso, has urged the government not to renew its existing contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited if the current wage of 250 cedis for sanitation workers remains unchanged. His call follows public concerns over the renewal of the contract, with critics citing poor treatment of workers and breaches of contract terms. The chief executive of the Youth Employment Agency, Malik Basintali, has also described the wage as exploitative. Speaking to Citi News, Mr. Abloso stressed that increasing their salaries would demonstrate the government's commitment to its reset agenda and promote fair labor practices.
There must be provisions in the contract if it be renewed. Government should introduce provisions which make it an offense for Zoomlion to, then when it's signed and they run foul of it, sanctions can follow. Because if you ask me, as it stands now, they've been underpaid for years. And if for justice in the right sense, then they are owed by Zoomlion. They have a lot of arrears of salary to get from Zoomlion, and the YEA administration should be able to even pursue that for those workers, because they cannot be underpaid like that. Slave wages, and then the contractor goes scot-free. This government must show that in its resetting agenda, fair wages and salaries are important. So there must be justice for Zoomlion work, however it comes.
That was Labour analyst Seth Abloso. The HOPSA 2001 year group has launched a water project under the theme Reliable Water, Every Drop Empowers Her, to provide sustainable access for over 3,000 students and staff of Holy Child School. The project is to construct 4 high-capacity boreholes to boost the school's daily water supply by 20,000 gallons as part of preparations for next year's 80th Speech and Prize Giving Day and the celebration of their 25th anniversary. The president of the 2001 year group, Anita Nadia Atta, stated that the project aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6 to provide water for all.
And so, as part of activities leading to our 25th anniversary celebration, we want to be able to impact the girls by taking away their water challenges. Now this will include sinking boreholes, mechanizing, and creating a new reservoir before the water is filtered and pumped up the hill. If you are here, you're here because you understand what we're doing, or you believe strongly that the girls in Holy Child School deserve some dignity. They deserve to have peace of mind so that they can study, so that they can dream big. I want to plead with you, I want to entreat you to join us, to pledge, to donate, to give us your all.
Anita Nadia Atta is the president of the 2001 year group of the Holy Child School. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced the mass rollout of a series of passport reforms effective today. Among other reforms, all new passports will be linked to the National Identification Authority's database to streamline applicant verification. The new chip-embedded passport feature 175 security elements compared to the 32 found in the previous biometric passport. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, explained that the reforms are part of the government's broader strategy to enhance passport security, eliminate the influence of intermediaries, and promote greater transparency. And that's it for today's edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 97.